Greetings, humans. It's me, Bob Harris, senior editor of FootballDiehards.com. It's time for our Week 9 injury review, preview, update, overview. The thing we do every Saturday to get you up to speed, to set the table, to let you know what you need to know before you set your lineups heading into Sunday's games. It's fluid, people. Things are going to change. I'm talking in the middle of the day Saturday, about 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Things will change. Look at the late-breaking updates section of the site. Check the staff rankings where I'll have links to each individual player's latest news. So if I mention a guy or I speak about a player you're interested in, go check up on him. Make sure he's good. Any major changes we'll put in the splash page of the site. With all that out of the way, let's get going. Get the Bengals, Browns, Eagles, and Rams out of your lineup. Those teams are on byes, people. Those people won't play. A lot of COVID issues. 16 teams dealing with various positive tests to staffers, etc. Mostly not the players, though. So any issues that are of interest to you when you're setting your lineups, I will mention in the rundown here. I will say that all the games are set to be played as scheduled. There doesn't seem to be any danger of any games not being played, so we've got that going for us. All right, so let's get going. Again, chronological. I'll start with the early afternoon window. Christian McCaffrey activated off IR. He's back, people. Expect him to play. Matt Rule being coy about this, saying Mike Davis will continue to play a role. Look, if you've invested in McCaffrey, you're playing him, right? Chiefs not really good at stopping the receiving back. One thing the Chiefs defense doesn't do is stop receiving running back. So maybe I'll get some catches. Maybe Mike Davis plays, but I don't think he keeps you from playing McCaffrey. Sammy Watkins has been ruled out, multi-game absence now with the hamstring issue. He practiced this week. It was initially listed as questionable, downgraded and ruled out on Saturday. Calvin Ridley for the Falcons did not practice all week. He has a midfoot sprain. He hurt it in last Thursday's game. Had some extra time to get better. I think they have a Week 10 bye, so it's possible they hold him out. So there's that. That would be a game time decision, I'm sure, and I don't know that it'll go his way. Christian Blake stepped up and played a lot in his absence last game. Of course, Russell Gage, Julio Jones, Hayden Hurst, all those guys are really good, and they'll be there too. They're hosting the Denver Broncos. Philip Lindsay, Tim Patrick, Nick Vannett, the tight end, all listed as questionable, foot, hamstring, and foot respectively. Vic Fangio has said he expects Lindsay and Patrick to both play. If they do, it's a pretty good matchup. Falcons defense not great, especially for the receivers. Patrick had been doing quite well, had kind of been the lead receiver, for the most part, at least the most consistent play there. And Lindsey's provided quite a spark, but the workload hasn't been heavy enough to really count on him, but he has been making big plays. The Minnesota Vikings hosting the Detroit Lions. Matthew Stafford, a COVID issue. He did not test positive, but he was isolating all week after a high-risk contact. So he hasn't practiced. They expect him to fly to Minnesota in a private plane because he has to isolate for 5 days. The 6th day will be Sunday. He can play, assuming he continues to test negative. That's my expectation. When he does, he will play without Kenny Golladay, who's been ruled out with a hip injury. Marvin Hall joins Marvin Jones in the starting lineup. Danny Amendola there as well as the third receiver. T.J. Hawkinson has been coming on as well. If for some reason Stafford doesn't play, Chase Daniel will get the start there. On the other side of the ball, everyone's okay offensively. Their secondary they're down a number of cornerbacks, so that would be good news for those receivers still playing in this game, assuming Stafford plays. The Seattle Seahawks will be hosting the Buffalo Bills will be hosting the Seattle Seahawks. I did that backwards. And Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde will not play in this game. Both been ruled out. So DJ Dallas and Travis Homer will be the primary backs. Dallas likely to lead back again like he was last week. Alex Collins will be promoted from the practice squad is what everyone's reporting. I talked to Seahawks beat reporters last night. They think he's there more for depth. So Pete Carroll said some really, confident things like he'd be fine playing him. Nobody who covers the team thinks that will be the case, but it is possible. DJ Dallas, the lead guy for now, though. Dawson Knox off the COVID reserve list, but questionable with the calf injury. Remember, he hurt the calf against the Titans, missed a game with the calf, then went on the COVID list, comes off the COVID list, still has a calf. It's probably not good. TJ Yeldon's ruled out with a back injury for this game. Mark Ingram listed as doubtful, so is Chris Moore, the wide receiver, but Ingram of more interest has the high ankle sprain. Seems unlikely to play again this week. The doubtful designation all but officially rules you out. So more J.K. Dobbins, more Gus Edwards. Tough matchup against the Indianapolis run defense. On the other side of the ball, Indianapolis defense in general, let's face it, they're good. So can Lamar Jackson get the passing game on track? We'll see. Lots of good articles on Jackson wanting to get the ball to Hollywood Brown and some of his struggles in the late-breaking update section already, so check those out. Marcus Johnson, wide receiver, is questionable with a knee injury. Mo Alley Cox is questionable with a knee injury. T.Y. Hilton, doubtful, so don't expect him to play. Ashton Doolin has been ruled out with the knee injury as well. Hilton has a groin issue, so I'd expect him not to play. Jonathan Taylor still the starting running back. Jordan Wilkins in the mix, right? And whoever has the hot hand is going to get the ball. It's a tough matchup. Nyheim Hines also in the mix there as well. The Tennessee Titans are hosting the Chicago Bears. Adam Humphries ruled out. A.J. Brown missed a day of practice again this week. Off the injury report, good to go. Tough matchup against the Bears' pass defense, though. They've been really good against wide receivers. On the other side of the ball, Mitchell Trubisky has a shoulder injury. He's not really relevant, but he went to see a specialist and won't need surgery, but he'll miss a few weeks. So no big there. Tyler Bray will move up to be the Nick Foles backup. Cole Kmet listed as questionable with a groin injury. Played a secondary role, had a touchdown a couple weeks ago, but hasn't been a primary weapon in this offense. New York Football Giants at the Washington Football Team. I guess I'm all into football. Devontae Freeman has been ruled out with the ankle injury. Wayne Gallman will be the lead back again. Probably see more Alfred Morris, Deion Lewis as well. Golden Tate is benched. If you missed it, there's a lot of controversy. I have a number of articles about it throughout the site. He was demanding the ball. His wife, lamented Daniel Jones' failures to target Golden Tate on her Instagram. And Joe Judge is a taskmaster, man, benching him. So Golden Tate not making the trip. It's a tough matchup, man. Washington's defense is no joke, people. So be careful with those guys. On the other side of the ball, Dontrell Inman is doubtful with a hamstring injury. Steven Sims Jr. Has been on IR. He's expected to be elevated for this game. So that's something to watch there. But the primary weapons are the people you're interested in. Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, and Logan Thomas are the primary weapons there. We have news coming in, which I will digest and spew out to you when I get to it. Gardner Minshew, of course, for Jacksonville hosting Houston, is out for this game. He has a thumb issue. I don't know if they wouldn't have benched him anyway. Jake Luton, the rookie, will get the start at quarterback in his place against the generous Texans defense. Maybe a good James Robinson day. Late afternoon window. Ezekiel Elliott seems like he's not going to play, or it's heading that way. They're reporting this after, right as I started doing this video, Michael Geldkin of the Dallas Morning News reported that they're preparing to play without Ezekiel Elliott. Has a hamstring injury. He's listed as questionable. Well, already a lot of talk about limiting him, so Tony Pollard is the back of choice and may have a role even if Elliott's active, but it's starting to look like he won't be. Also, Garrett Gilbert will be your starting quarterback against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Set your expectations accordingly. Cooper Rush will back up Gilbert. They may need him. Who knows? The Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. Josh Jacobs listed as questionable. Practiced fully on Wednesday despite a knee issue. Got an illness, non-COVID obviously related, on Wednesday, or as far as we know, not COVID related, because he continued to practice and be with the team. He did not practice Thursday, but he did come back and work on a limited basis Friday. So that kind of rules out the COVID thing. My guess is he'll play and be busy against the Chargers. Tremaine Pope, who we saw, get a little run last week out of the backfield, will not do that this week. He's listed as doubtful with a concussion. Kenyon Drake for the Arizona Cardinals against the Miami Dolphins. They will be hosting them. He has been ruled out. Chase Edmonds time, baby. We'll see what he can do against better than we think Miami defense, but still, Edmonds has been really good. Should be a great play. On the other side of the ball, Myles Gaskin is on IR. He's out 3 weeks. His replacement, Matt Breida, won't play this week. Has been ruled out with a hamstring injury. So it's Jordan Howard and Patrick Laird are the top two backs. There's another back there, Ahmed. So I wouldn't expect to see him. I know they traded for DeAndre Washington. He won't be available this week going through the COVID protocols from moving teams. So Jordan Howard time, baby. The Sunday night game, Michael Thomas listed as questionable with the ankle and hamstring issues. He seems like he's going to play, right? Everyone else out there off the injury report, by the way. So we could see the Saints offense at full strength. Kamara had a little foot issue early in the week. Drew Brees had a little shoulder injury. Marquez Callaway seems like he'll be coming back. So it looks like we'll get Thomas back. It's a Sunday night kickoff. You'll have to have fallbacks in place. Could one of them be Chris Godwin? He's also questionable, also expected to play. Has missed a week with finger surgery. Have practiced with a cast on his hand. Will he be as effective? Antonio Brown is there. That's going to cut into targets for somebody. So it's all something to watch, and Brown will make his Tampa Bay Buccaneers debut. The Monday night game, the news that was coming in that kind of distracted me there for a moment. Sam Darnold's listed as doubtful for this game. I don't have all the injury designations, so I don't want to interrupt the whole video to get that now that I'm this far in, but I'll take a quick gander and see what I can find out. Jamison Crowder has also been injured here. Let me just see. Yeah, we just have the Darnold. It's just been from a press conference. So the official injury report is not out, but Sam Darnold will be doubtful. So that means Joe Flacco will start against the New England Patriots. Jamison Crowder is a player to watch. He has not practiced much this week. His outlook is very uncertain in this one. Rashad Perriman in the final stages of the concussion protocol. He could well return for this one, so that's one to watch. Vincent Smith, the wide receiver, has a groin injury. I'm not sure he's going to be ready to go. On the other side of the ball, N'Keal Perry has not been practicing. It was in the concussion protocol. That'll be one to watch. And Sony Michel is eligible to come off. He's designated to return from IR. That doesn't mean he will this week, so that's something to watch as well. I'll have the official injury report for this game later Saturday afternoon or earlier if you're watching this video later. So again, check back, make sure you're caught up on all the latest developments. We'll have the look at the late breaking update section of the site. We'll have all the headlines, but even easier, go to the staff rankings and look for the individual players you're interested in, and you'll find a link in the note next to their name to the latest news and information on them. Tons of great articles and content up right now for you to look at, and video content as well. The Prop Till You Drop with Jen Ryan and Emil Kadlik. The College Fantasy Football Show with the Blitz with Laub and Kadlik. The Wednesday Night DFS Show with Kyle Dvorak and Jason Brady. We'll also have the live pregame show on Sunday morning with Emil and Jason, so check that out. I'll be on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio Sunday doing the pregame there as well. We'll have the late breaking updates coming up through you, keeping you informed on all the latest inactive announcements right up through each kickoff window. So we've got you covered. Great columns too. Check out the Stardom Sit-em. Brad Cruz, one of the top high stakes players in the game. Labs DraftKings sheet of knowledge is available now, as is Justin Linero's Digging in the Crates, Dvorak's DFS and cash game lineups, my own DFS 3-and-out tournament plays that I like. What else? Oh, Gary Davenport's the Shadow Knows and his IDP tip sheet. So check all that stuff out. Tons of great content. Don't miss out. Early week stuff too. Get there early in the week for your free agent stuff. Matthew Sharon, Dvorak, Evan Tarciano all do a great job there as well. So there you have it. Table set. Check back. Look for updates. Hit us through Sunday morning. Also, if you're listening to this Saturday afternoon or heading into Sunday evening, you can listen to me and Mike Dempsey, Football Diehards Show on SiriusXM NFL and Fantasy Sports Radio, simulcast, wall to wall. From 8 to 11 Eastern Time, we'll be there taking questions, so hit us up. If you're watching this early Saturday, I'll be doing my live YouTube Ask Me Anything, so hit that 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you missed that, there'll be a replay available on the site. Maybe I'll answer your question in advance. Have a good week. Let's go.